All right, so welcome to the very last task we're going to be doing in Unit 2 before we review, take the assessment, and get on to bigger and better things. So to begin, here I have this web page. So once again, just to show you where I'm at, I'm back in Lesson 3. And in Lesson 3, I'm in Level 11F, which is where we were. So let me find that there real quick. Back in Lesson 3. Level 11, Part F, where my multi-page website is. Or sorry, where my one-page web page is. All right. So I did a web page loosely based on Lesson 3, Level 9, where we had the three pets, Lula, Slowpoke, and Fluffy. So I basically made a web page around that. I found pictures of Lula, Slowpoke, and Fluffy and put them in there and styled the content a little bit. Again, I wasn't trying to make this webpage look perfect. I was just trying to put together enough so that I could show you what I'd like you to do. All right, so what I want to do is instead of having this be one web page, I want to make it into a 4-page website. So the first page is going to be my introduction, basically, like what's going to be on the web page. And then I'm going to have 3 content pages. So if you remember, this web page has 3 sections. Lula is going to get her own web page here in a minute. Slowpoke is going to get its own web page. Then Fluffy is going to get its own web page. So I'm going to have a main page, which is the introduction, and then 3 sub pages, one for each of the pets. All right. So to begin, I'm going to go over here to add HTML. So my first one is going to be for Lula. Okay, so that's going to be my lula.html. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my index page, and I'm going to get the content for Lula, which is right here. And what I'm going to do is copy all of this stuff. I'm going to copy and paste it into the new Lula page. All right, so here's all my content from Lula. I moved it over there. I'm going to go back to my index page, and I'm going to remove my content about Lula. Okay, so all of my content from Lula is gone. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do here, well, one of the last things I'm going to do is now I'm going to leave this up to you. If you want all of your pages to have a different style, that's completely fine. You can come up with a brand new style sheet for this page. So you know how you have style.css? You can make another one and give this web page its own separate style. Or you can have all the web pages use the same style, which is just fine. So if you want the web page to have the same style, what I would do is go to your index page and I would copy your link tag right here. I would copy this link tag and paste it into your new page. Boom, just like that. And now the web page has the same style as your index page does. Okay? So basically what you would need to do is to continue repeating this process for your other 2. So I would make a page for Slowpoke and I'd make a page for Fluffy. The only thing that I would do here with the web page is basically this. I'm going to need to tweak this a little bit because I want the people who are visiting my website to know what the web page is going to be about and what they're going to find there, okay? So I will leave this here, but what I'm going to do after this, they're all my favorite for different reasons, etc., etc., etc. What I'm going to do is add in here, I'm going to go do another P like so. And I'm going to add, please click the links at the top to learn more about my pets. All right. So that's added in there. Please click the links at the top to learn more about my pets. So then let's talk about actually adding the links in there. Okay. So I would probably have these as the very first thing. All right. I'm not going to show you everything because at the end of the day, you've got to be able to do this on your own without assistance. So I'll get you started here, but you're going to need to do the majority of this yourself. Okay. So I'm going to type in ahref equals. We typically start with our home page link. So I'm going to do index.html. Then I'm going to close the tag here. I'm going to write home followed by a/a. All right. And adds a home right there. Okay. The next one is I'm going to include Lula. All right. And there's Lula. So what I would do is I would keep repeating this process for Slowpoke and Fluffy. When I go to the Lula page here, I'm going to need to do the same thing right up here at the very top underneath where it says body. I need to include links so I can get to every other page. So I have to be able to get to any of the other pages from any of the other pages. I know that some students have tried to cut corners in the past by like maybe just including a link to the home page on Lula and then forcing the user to go back to the home page before they can go visit any of the other pets. That is not what you should be doing here. If I'm looking on Lula's page and I'm curious about Fluffy, I should be able to go straight to Fluffy's page. I should not have to go back to the index and then click on Fluffy. All right. So hopefully this is not going to be too bad of a job. You're just basically taking your 3 subtopics that are on your index page, making a separate page about each, and then linking them together. The only other thing is that you should add a CSS class to your web page somewhere. I'll leave it up to you about where to put it, but you should incorporate at least one CSS class into your website. Otherwise, you can leave it just as it was before, just having everything linked together. As always, please let me know if you have any questions while you're working on this, but I hope this has been helpful to get you started turning your single web page into a 4-page website.